Hello and welcome to GWD Games. And this tutorial, I'm going to have a look at the frameshift drive, which is the drive that you use, or the propulsion or system, to travel around in system, so within a particular solar system. I've been sort of prompted to do just frameshift drive as opposed to the whole hyperspace and frameshift drive by a couple of comments that I've had from talking to Cmdr, that when he first started the game, even knowing about the original one and the ins and outs of that, he didn't quite get that there were three sorts of drives as opposed to two sorts of drives. If you think to, your sort of generic science fiction, whether it be Star Trek, Star Wars, etc., you have a drive that you operate in normal space, Newtonian drive, some sort of thrust, relatively slow when you're talking about cosmic distances, and then you've got some means to transport yourself to another system, another star system. So whether it be warp drive or hyperdrive, hyperspace, whatever we're calling it. Obviously, Elite Dangerous, we're talking about sort of hyperspace. But there's also this middle ground which moves you around in system. Now, I don't know whether there's any other games out there or particular sci-fi books or shows that use a similar sort of drive, but it's a sort of a halfway house between normal drive and jumping from system to system. I suppose it solves the in-game problem of jumping into a system and arriving near the star, which I'm currently at the moment, and then travelling out to a space station or one of the planets where we need to go, which, if we didn't have the in-system drive or frameshift drive, would take a considerable amount of time. So we're going to have a little sort of a little rundown of what we do. So at the moment, let's just move out of the way of the sun there so we can see the hood, the heads-up display. If you look to the left and right in the middle, we have some vertical lines. Now at the moment I'm throttled all the way back, so they're not moving very fast. If I get throttle up, you'll see they start to move a bit more. That denotes that we are in frameshift drive. And if you look at the speed, which is the top right hand corner of the scanner, if I slow right down, we are doing 30,000 kilometers per second. That's pretty fast. If I whack the throttle fully forward, that soon gets up to a fraction of the speed of light. That's what the C denotes, and before long we are doing the speed of light. So we are in a sort of slow-mo hyperdrive or warp drive, if you like. So what we need to do is, we've jumped into system, and this is another thing that somebody's mentioned to me, a new commander has mentioned. You have jumped into the system from elsewhere because you wanted to go to, in this case we're in All-In. So we've jumped from, I don't know, iBooters, if we can get that far. Let me just have a quick look where we might have come from. Yeah, iBooters, that's the next closest one, 3.53 light years. So just about everything could jump that far. So we've jumped in, and it's like, oh, what do we do now? Well, the commander I was talking to thought, well, okay, I've selected my destination, iBooters. Well, I'm here. Sorry, if I'm coming from iBooters into All-In, well, that's my destination. But what's going on? Where am I? How do I get to the space station? Right. Okay, so I've pressed number 1 to get to the navigation menu. Further down, there are the star systems that I can get to, or that are close. No, obviously not. Not very many in this particular ship. This is a Viper with the standard drive in, so it's not vast. But we don't want to go there. We want to go to local systems. So there's all these All-In planets, and there are 2 platforms there and there, and a space station. So just look at the icons, and you will see which is which. So space stations obviously are bigger than the platforms. Usually have more things. So let's go to the space station. So I'm going to hit space to select that one, and yes, we want to lock the destination. Now if I go back to my main screen, so I'll press number 2 to get to, I use a combination of joystick and keyboard. The little I don't know what, can't think what we call it now. The top left hand corner of the heads up display is the I suppose the compass, for want of a better term. That is a hollow dot, so that's telling me that our target is behind us. So blind it up vertically. I'm going to keep it there. I'm just going to give myself a little bit of speed into the blue area of the speed selector on the right hand side. That's the sweet spot, is the blue area. That's where you've got most maneuverability. But that's not the only thing that denotes. Right, so we're lined up with all in Enterprise. That speed is coming down now. Right, so I'm just going to back off here because I want to. In fact, I'm going to zoom away a little bit more, just so I've got longer to show you what I mean. So I can see now I'm approaching 100 light seconds away from it. I'm reading that from the bottom left hand corner where it says all in Enterprise, and the number is tacking up there. It's got to 250 now. Right, okay, I'm just going to bring it back around. Just slow right off again. Right, okay, we're now 200 and, well, we're 260, 250. It's coming down quite rapidly. I've just slowed right down actually to below the blue area, just so everything's whizzing by not too fast. The number underneath the distance is the number of, well, it's minutes and seconds that we will get there. So at the moment we're 27, 26, so if we keep doing at this speed, yes, we'll get there at a nice comfortable speed. We're not going to overrun, but no, we want to get there faster. So as you can see, we're whizzing down a bit fast here, so I'm just going to go backing off again, just so I can prove my point a little bit easier. Let's just rack that distance back up to a few hundred. Right, okay, we're approaching 200 again now. Right, let's back the speed off, not all the way, because it becomes more manoeuvrable. Right, I'm going to whack that throttle. The temptation is to whack that throttle all the way full. So I'm doing that, and we're full on. We're watching it whiz down. We're whizzing down. We're whizzing down. It's saying 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. It's now telling us to slow down, and I'm going like, oh, I better slow down. And there's no way we're going to hit that, but we've just gone whizzing past it. That's definitely not what to do. Right, so I'm going to back this speed right off. In fact, I'm going to keep on going the other way because we're only 10 light seconds away. I'm just going to avoid going near that sun so it slows down. Right. Okay, we're at full speed again now, heading away. Let's just get this distance all the way up. Right, okay. Just going to get some decent distance again. Right, okay, we've suddenly surged ahead there now. We're going to end up being a few hundred light seconds. Right, now I'm going to keep the throttle on full. In fact, I'm just going to bring that throttle, I'll stop manoeuvring, into the middle of that sweet spot there. I'm going to whiz round. Oh, there it is. And it's saying 16 seconds, 15, 14. Okay, it's coming down. When it reaches 10, I'm just going to back the speed off. 12, 13. I'm going to try and increase the speed to bring it down. I'm just going to try and keep that speed at around about the 10-second mark. And if you look, it's keeping it around about the blue area, the sweet spot. So I'm keeping it at 10 seconds, keeping it 7 seconds. I'm going to slow down a bit more, just get it back up to 10, and just there we are, 10, 11. You see, that is bringing us down at a very nice speed indeed. In fact, I'm keeping it more at 8 seconds, so maybe that's, you know, 10 will give us a more comfortable trip in, and you know, less chance of flying off everywhere. But keeping it down to about 7 seconds was 7 or 8 seconds was actually more than manageable. Obviously, you can try and push it down below that. Now, I am keeping that throttle about the same now, and we've dropped down to 6 seconds. What I need to do is get that distance below. There we go. Below. Just throttle all the way off. Below. What was it? 1,000, wasn't it? And the speed has got to be below. I can't remember what the speed. I can't remember what the speed's meant to be below now because we've dropped down too low. So what we'll do is we'll whiz all the way past again. We'll get that distance and the speed all the way up too far. The speed's it's going to be 1,000, I think. Right, yeah, the distance is 1 million meters. So we're now back up to 1.82. And we'll arch back around and you'll see it again. So as we drop to below 1 million meters, the safe disengage ready comes on. The speed has also got to be in the blue area. If you do look down to the bottom left, the speed is also in that area as well. I can now press my J key, which is my jump drive or frameshift drive key. That will drop us into the area of the space station. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to whiz away again and just get to a nice distance away and just run through that one more time, keeping it to approximately sort of 8 seconds most of the way in. And as we get closer, we can just sort of play it by ear a little bit. But you will see the speed coming down as you get nearer, and the trick is not to overrun it. But obviously we don't want to get there at a snail's pace either. We want to maximise our trip speed. Right, okay, so I'm on full throttle. I'm going to spin it round. I'm just going to keep it on full. It's not going to be as manoeuvrable. Right, I'm just going to throttle back now as it comes into view here. I'm just going to keep that on 10 seconds. In fact, I should have gone a bit further away, but see, that's 17, 18 seconds now, so I'm going to actually just increase speed again, get it to probably about the 7 or 8 second mark, and that becomes very easy not to overrun. At this speed, there's no way I'm going to overrun. Look, I've got plenty of manoeuvrability. I'm not going to go whizzing past it, and I'm very comfortably going to arrive at the 1 million meters, and my speed is going to have dropped off just perfectly. I hope that well, let's just drop in to prove we're in the correct area. So after a little pause, or rather a long pause, which occasionally Elite Dangerous does, there we go, and we have arrived. And let me just throttle all the way back. Okay. Yep, I hope that's proved a little help, just identifying a few little pitfalls it might fall into, and the difference between, well, highlighting the fact that there's a frameshift drive which is in system, as opposed to hyperdrive, which is system to system, as well as the normal Newtonian normal space drive. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. You'll be notified about the new videos as I put them up there, and please take a look at my other videos. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.